Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 7 French cruiser, Algerie. He has 35,600 health, a top speed of 31 knots, 8 203mm guns, 6 torpedoes, a surface detect of 11.8 kilometers, and 56 AA defense rating. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, reduce the chance of flood and fire, faster rudder shift. For my commander, priority target, expert marksman, adrenaline rush, basic firing training, demolition expert, advanced firing training, and concealment. We're on the map Trap, and obviously I'm over by A point. I'm trying to support my team by pressing the advantage or trying to force an advantage to exist. So, the Algerie. What is the Algerie's style? It feels a lot like a American cruiser, a 203mm American cruiser. It's got less armor. It's got a more obvious weak point under the front two guns. Just in general, that's the French cruiser weakness. If you fire under the front two guns, that's where the Citadel is. But, and straight shot to the Citadel. I'm not even joking. Straight shot to the Citadel. It's got the 9-kilometer range torpedoes, either 2 or 3 per side, depending on the tier. This is probably 3. Oh boy, Terrapins is going to run into torpedoes. Obviously, the speed is blistering at 31 knots. That's got to be one of the slowest, honestly, at tier 7. So, yeah, wargaming. I just want to say something. What do you think these ships should be? Do you think speed boost is a necessary skill? If you think speed boost is a necessary skill, just take it out of the game and give us the speed that you were going to give us on speed boost. It doesn't feel good to not gain a substantial amount of speed from speed boost. Why am I 31 knots at a top speed? Is it because I could potentially have the signal flag for speed and boost on top of it? And oh my god, you might actually be as fast as every other cruiser in the game. Just saying. When you place a obvious weak point, which is under the front two guns, you've got to compensate for that. It needs to be fast, nimble, good damage, something, because it's so easy to kill. It really is very easy to kill. And some people are like, oh, well, everyone has a Citadel. No. This Citadel extends above water. So we're in the Iowa and the Montana, the Missouri region of weak point. You just shoot at them broadside and you're going to Citadel it. Yeah, that's how bad that particular part of pretty much every French cruiser is. So an obvious weak point should give us good damage, mobility, agility. No. We don't have any of that in this ship. The only quirk of this ship compared to the brothers, I'm going to say brother because the French are masculine, at least when they name the ships, it's got 4 gun turrets versus 3. So it's a little bit different. It's not different enough to where I feel like, oh man, we're doing a ton of damage. But now I will say that for whatever reason, and of course didn't happen on that salvo, but for whatever reason, it sort of feels like fires start quickly with this shell type. It's very odd. At times I feel like every shot is giving me a fire, and at other times it feels like I can't buy one, and that pretty much is basically how fires work. The random chance that you will light the target on fire. It has a similar chance to light the target on fire as any other cruiser at its tier. Nothing spectacular from that standpoint. Its velocity is very much right in the center. It's better than some, worse than some. And it's very average on every aspect, and they really forgot that speed was the way it was going to exist. They took away that speed. I don't know what they did. Give us the speed back, please. 31 knots is just not good enough. No. So we capture A point. I'm still trying to engage. Alabama is going to fire on me. This is a fair range to operate. I can be nimble enough to avoid the shot. we do set them on fire, it's probably going to force out damage control, because we all know there's a 1 fire kind of person and a 2 fire kind of person, and I can tell, based on the top right corner, we've got a 1 fire kind of guy. So we wait out the immunity. He, of course, has concealment, and he's dropped back. Whenever they show up on the mini-map, we know he fired. Just don't know who he fired at. Of course, he fired at us. So, as thin as I can be, and he does 8,000. I don't really know how much better I could have been. Just don't get in that position. Don't go after him. Just stay behind your team. Okay, that doesn't really sound like an option for me, because I don't like playing like that. And if that is the only way you can play the French, well... Oh yeah, by the way, it is work in progress, for sure. Absolute work in progress. These stats are not final. I hope 31 knots is not going to be the final stat. That would be bad. That would be really bad. So I have the same sort of complaints. It's not fast. It takes too much damage. It doesn't dish out enough damage. Speed boost isn't noticeable at all. It basically gets you up to where you expect all other cruisers to be at. AA defense is mediocre at best. It's better than the Japanese, but that's not saying a lot. I mean, the Japanese are really, really bad with their AA protection. So all I'm trying to do is get some damage, and we're going to be farming a little bit of damage. Now, we've done 34,000. We set 2 fires on the enemy Alabama. He should still not have his defensive fire. Of course he does. Of course he has his damage control, sorry. So we're just going to work on the Cleveland as we work back towards B point. My friendlies are pushing forward. It's going to be a little bit of free damage. It's not crazy. I mean, everyone can see him. Here comes the Alabama shots. We need to turn. We need to turn. We need to turn. And once we've committed to fully turning, we have to wait for our guns to traverse. The traverse on the guns is very, very good if I didn't need to maneuver all the time. It's not quite as bad as the Japanese. The Japanese are notoriously bad for their turret traverse, but they also get better guns. Better HE, specifically. And the AP is just not good enough. It's not good enough for these ranges you're operating at. I don't want to get in within 10 kilometers of the target. I'm going to die because I have no armor. So, the enemy Alabama moving off. Okay, I'm going to move back towards the center slowly. I mean, let's just really look at this number. I am barely getting my speed up to 30 knots. That is what most ships that you'll fight, tiers 8, 9, 7, that's what most ships will operate at easily. And if this is supposed to be fast, oh my god, this is not fast. There's nothing fast about it. And we got lucky. Someone fired at us, but they completely missed. I didn't even see it. So we've done 44,000, probably 10,000 free damage on the Cleveland. There's no Colorado in range. The Alabama is trying to stay away from us. He doesn't want to deal with my team, I'm going to say. It's not me. It's actually my team. He would prefer to not go after. Do a little bit of lead behind an island, hoping to get a little bit of damage on him, but he's trying to come back, honestly. Maybe he can make a play. And, of course, we miss. Yeah. These guns are, the guns are okay. Hey, the velocity, okay. It's just all okay. It's just nothing is good about the guns. Nothing is good about the ships. Nothing is good about the armor. Nothing is good about the AA protection. There's just nothing good about them. If you look at the British, you say, wow, they have really, really bad armor. They have great rate of fire, and their AP shell has a very unique characteristic where it can explode even on a shallow amount of distance traveled, so it does full damage in the game. It does penetration damage most of the time, which is really nice. It has single launching torpedoes, which is great. The torpedo systems on every single French have great torpedo arcs. Even this one. But they just don't have enough torpedoes to really have a chance of hitting a target that might dodge or commit a different direction. Sometimes in a German, you will send your torpedo set, one set, you'll see where they commit, and then you'll send a counter set for the committed roll or committed path they go. You can't do that. You have only got one set per side, and you're just not nimble enough to angle to use both of them. The Duca could probably use both because it is very nimble. Rudder commands very well. Good rudder, you know, good turn circle, all that stuff. The Algerie, just like every other French so far, you don't really have anything that's worthwhile. No one's going to say, wow, I wish I had that. Nope, not a single stat. Maybe they can make it a single stat that's useful, but right now, it doesn't have anything. Japanese have HE, Americans have the shell characteristics, the Soviets have the velocity. The Germans have... What do the Germans have? That's the thing. The Germans are a meh. They're very meh, right? They're very meh. But they have a little bit more armor. They got a little bit more. Their torpedoes are more useful to me than a single 3 launcher on one side. They've got a extended range hydroacoustic if you choose to use it. I like that. I think the Germans are more useful than the French, and that should say everything I need to say, because we all know that the Germans are the most average cruiser line in the game. They really don't have anything in particular that people go, we really want that. That's a game changer. And that's just the real truth. Give them speed. Make them the fastest ships in the fleet for cruisers. Just give it to them. Just let's see. As far as the game, pretty average across the board. The ship is pretty average. I hope this was interesting, informative. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.